Hi guys, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Today I am bringing to you 300 Earth and Water, the first game in the so-called Combat Ration series, a game from Nuts Publishing. A beautiful, small, quick game, card-driven about Greco-Persian wars. I believe really fun. I played it several times already live, but also on Rally the Troops, where it has a fantastic implementation. What I would like to do today is kind of a teach and play. So there are not too many rules in this game, so instead of doing a dedicated teach, material and then play through, we'll do both things together. And yeah, we might not play the whole game, although we shall see how quickly we'll be progressing, and that will tell us whether yeah, we'll do the full material, because if played without rules explanation, I believe it's maximum 30 minutes. So what do we see? We see the map. We see the map of Greece, and here is the Asia Minor. The locations are the cities, yeah, and the major cities are Sparta and Athens. They are brownish, and Abydos and Ephesus in Asia Minor. Those are of course Persia controlled, and those two are at the beginning of the game Greek controlled. You can see the roads. There is no road here. There was a pontoon bridge actually, which was built by Xerxes for the invasion of the Greeks. And yeah, there is even here the possibility to do it. We have also two islands in my game's place. Not too many people actually were landing there, but maybe that was incorrectly played. We'll be playing 5 turns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here are the victory points. We start at 0. Whoever has more at the end of the game wins. The game can also end abruptly at the end of any of those phases if 2 enemy major cities are occupied. So if Greeks occupy Ephesus and Abydos, or maybe if Persians occupy Athens and Sparta. Other than that, from the gameplay perspective, there will be 5, as I said, 5 campaigns of Persia against Greeks. The Persians will be arming themselves for each of the campaigns using 12 talents, or in case they saved 1 card from the previous turn, 10 talents. And the Greeks will always have 6 talents. It will cost one talent to buy a card, 1 talent to buy an army, and we'll play with a variant of a cheap fleet that the fleet costs also 1. To build the pontoon bridge will cost 6. For the Greeks, everything costs 1 card, 1 for card, 1 for army, 1 for fleet, and they can save as many cards as they want to the next turn. The maximum number of cards which can be bought is 6. This is also worth to remember. Then we'll start playing, alternating the plays. So first the Persians, then the Greeks. They can either play the card for its event, play a card as a move, or simply pass. If 2 sides consecutively passes, then we end the campaign phase. The campaign phase also can end prematurely if an event, Death of a Great King, is drawn, either by Persians or by the Greeks. Then we put a cube here. First the Darius is dying, then the Xerxes is dying. Also, if a special reaction cards like Miltiades, Themistocles or Leonidas are played, they are also 1 time, and we mark it with the cubes, which then cannot be unfortunately used on the map. Other than that, there are supply rules, so you need to get for each and every army at least 1 amphora. Here you have endless number of troops, because the let's say the Great Road from Susa actually provides them with the food. However, here the Persians will have to feed themselves with those amphoras, and if they don't have a straight line of communication they also will be subject to attrition. The same for the Greeks. If you have Greek here and they don't have connection over there, they will also be subject to attrition. The fleets will be helping because they can provide some stuff. If you look closely, you will see that ports have the circles, yeah, you can see the ports, and the non-ports doesn't have such circles. So here is also the port. Non-port areas would be Corinthos, Delphi, and Larissa, and each and every else will be a port. I believe, looking briefly at the rulebook, that will be everything. I don't want to get too many details before we start to play. So we do the setup. The setup will look like this. So we'll have a Greek armies. Let me just turn it around. We'll have one Greek army in Sparta, one in Sparta, Athens, and Corinth. We also have one fleet each. Yeah. The Persians will have slightly more. They would have two armies here, and they will have also one fleet in Ephesus. That's all from that perspective. And now we should start playing. Let me just double check one thing. I believe we should have everything now. Okay, time to play. So the supply phase, the preparation phase, of course. Then there will be operations phase, then there will be supply phase and scoring phase. Wow, one thing about the scoring. Yeah, we try to score the points. I told you how you achieve the automatic victory, but you also score the points for the control of the cities. Each major city is worth 2 points, 2, 2, 2, 2, and each smaller is worth 1 point. If we would have a scoring phase now, the Greeks would have 5 points, 2 plus 2 plus 1, and the Persians will have 4 points, 2 plus 2, so it would go 1 point to the Greeks. So the Persians, first of all, they need to decide how many cards they want to buy. Then we look whether there is a death of a great king there. If not, they can play it further, and then they will need to invest also in some of those. Okay, so the Persians decide to buy, let's say, 4 cards. We will be playing two-handed, so it will not be so easy, but we should manage. So they plan to buy 4 cards. And as you can see, each and every card will have 2 events. The top one is the event for the Greeks. The bottom one is the event for the Persians. And as I said, you can play it for event or simply discard it and play it for the movement. Do we have the death? No, we don't have the death of the great king, so that means that we'll be playing normally. So we spent 4 talents for this. Let me put maybe cards, the generic deck here. The Persian cards will be here, the Greek cards will be here. So they bought 4. They will buy for 6 this. So this is 10 in total, and they will build also 2 armies. So they spent 10 talents. Now the Greeks. The Greeks first of all will buy some cards. They will buy 3 cards. They check if there is a death of no, there is no death of a great king, and then they still have 3, so they will buy 1 here, 1 here, and 1 fleet. And now the turn will start with alternating play, starting with the Persians. Persians have some decent events. The Royal Road is a nice event. Select Ephesus or Abydos. If there are Greek armies in the city, return them to the reserve. If not, place 1 free Persian armies there from your reserve. Definitely we would like to place those Persian armies, so we place 3 here. Now the game turns to the Greeks. They know that the Persians has 3 cards. They have 3 cards. They can say, maybe I will pass. Yeah, they will pass. It doesn't make sense for the Persian to pass because they will not score the points. So they look again at their cards and see, okay, what can I do? I have tribute of earth and water. Choose one city that is not controlled by either side. Place one Persian army there. One important thing about the cards which have those symbols, these are the reaction cards. Actually, Artemisia cannot react to the tribute of earth and water. So the city getting ready to be simply subject of the Persians. But there are other cards which can cancel it. So they don't have it. And as I told you, we play two-handed, so it's completely different than when you play two-player. They play it as an event, and they will put one army here. Now in victory points, it's even. What the Greeks will do, they are wondering whether to act already. Yes, they will play an event. The event says, Wrath of Poseidon. Remove one Persian fleet from the map and place it in its reserve. So they actually killed the fleet. Now the game moves to the Persians, and they will most probably would like to move. They still have two cards. So they will use this card simply for move, and they will move 2 units through the pontoon bridge up to Larissa. Now the Greeks start to lose, unfortunately, as far as points are concerned, because it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, 4, 5. So 1.2 Persians. So they will have to move. They will play this for movement, and they will move 1 unit from here to here. To Tebai. Okay. We have last 2 cards to be played, so the Persians will play the card. They will move, you will be surprised, but 3 units because they are inferior to the Greeks, and they will initiate the battle. And the battle is very interesting. The battle can be played, is played in rounds until one side retreats or is being defeated. There could be reaction cards for the battle, but not in here because simply there is no appropriate card. How do we battle? We roll that many die as many units are there, so there will be 3 for the Persians and 1 die for the Greeks, and we look at the maximum rolled die. But of course the effectiveness of the armies is different. The Persians, especially in Greece, so everywhere here, are pretty at the disadvantage. The maximum what they can score is 4 on the die. Even if they roll a 6, it will be 4. The Greeks can always, score the full. In case of a battle which would take place in Asia Minor, there is not such a restriction, and there are also cards which help. I believe Persians will have 5 here, but I will need to double check it, to make sure that I have it correctly. Okay, so let's look at the battle sequence. Yes, it should be here. Yeah. A land battle consists of several rounds until there is a winner. In each round, players roll the die, step 1, and determine the winner of the round. When step 2 is completed, a new round begins by rolling the dice again, or it could be that the sides would like to retreat. After determining the winner of the round, the attacker and the defender may decide to retreat. In case of a draw, if we have the same results on both dice, so for example 4 and 4, one army on each side will be dying. A tricky thing, if Greeks manage to win the battle in Abydos, they will also destroy the pontoon bridge. Okay, so we have 3 Persian armies, 1 Greek army. Let's see how it goes. So this is the case which I was describing. 4 and 4 are the highest, so the 2 armies are dead. But of course the Persians have won. And now we have the last card of Greeks. They want to minimize their losses, so they will do the move. naval movement. So they will put the unit here and they will sail here. They could do also a daring move of sailing here and trying to cut the Persians, but they don't want to risk so much. The next phase is a supply phase. Cards in hand. First of all, in the supply phase, the Persians has to discard 1, Greeks doesn't have to discard. Then we have attritional forces. The Persian army is first. It's important, the order. The Persian player may have as many armies as they want in Ephesus and Abydos. I told you this because of the Persian royal road. However, the Persian will have to supply themselves with proper number of amphoras in the cities under Persian control, except for major cities. Yeah, so you can see that we have 1, 2, 3 amphoras, and we have 5 armies, so we need to kill 2 armies. That's the cost we are willing to accept, let's say so. And then lines of communication. We check to see if your armies have a line of communication with one of your major cities. If this would not be here, all of those 3 armies will be dead. But they have line of communication, so nothing wrong happens. Here is a maritime connection, let's say line of communication, because this fleet supplies this units here on this island. Good. So now we go to the scoring phase. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 2, 4, 5, 6. So 1 point for the Persians. They played it unexpectedly well. Now we will be starting the next turn. So this will be the second turn. And one thing which I need to check is whether we reshuffle the cards. This is something which I forgot to check, because that way, if we don't reshuffle, this death of a great king will definitely happen at some point in time. Yes. Preparation phase. Both armies arm themselves. Okay. I just cannot find it. Let's assume we do not reshuffle, and that way we will speed the game. I can't find it quickly. If you can, guys, find it quickly, then we do budget placement of armies. If a Persian player draws the sudden death of a great king card, so this could happen. In the first step of preparation phase, the campaign will end immediately. We'll discard all the cards in the hands and the cards in the draw pile and are shuffled with those in the discard pile to make a new draw pile. Okay, that explains. So we do not do it earlier. So the Persians, what they would like to do? They buy 6 cards. This makes sense because they want to move forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the first thing they do is they are checking for sudden death of a great king. If you draw this card when preparing a campaign, it is abandoned. Neither side scores points. Discard all your cards and shuffle the deck with the cards from the discard pile to make a new draw deck. So who is that? Darius is that. Darius is that. And we move to the phase 3. There is no scoring. It's important. There is no scoring. And we shuffle everything. And it can happen only twice during the whole game. So potentially you don't have a full 5 turns of the game. So again, the preparation phase, they spend 6 out of their 12 talents for the cards. First thing they do is to check whether we have a death of a great king. Ha! Sudden death of a great king. We have Xerxes now that we move it. So the second and third campaign phase are done. We move to the fourth. I told you this game can have some unexpected twist. Now, when we draw it, nothing happens, yeah, because the king can be dead only twice. I had games when it was drawn pretty quickly. I had games when it was never drawn by the Persian side, so it could be in the various way. So they again bought 6 cards, and now that does not matter whether we have this event. And we actually don't have this event of the death. Good. So they still have 6 more money to spend. Do they want armies? Yes, they want armies, and they want a lot of them. They want 6. We'll put 1 just in case in Ephesus and the rest in Abydos. Now, the Greeks are in a pretty difficult position. The difficult position stems from the fact that here are 6 cards on Persian side. They are ahead with victory points and ahead with, of course, spending. So what they will do, they will spend 3 for the cards, and they will buy 3 units to defend themselves. 1 in Athenae, 1 in Corinthos, and 1 in Sparta. We don't need the Spartans here now. 1 more in Athenae. And now we start the operation phase. The Persians are first. Let's see what kind of great cards we have. We have a great king, so they can make a land movement, and if they win a battle, they will score 1 victory point. They can choose 1 city which is not under Persia control, earth and water, and take control of it. Defection of Thebes. So this is nice. If there would be Greek armies here, we would push them and put there the Greek army. The Royal Road, we can again build 3 armies here. And we can also make a land movement. If a land battle occurs, the 4 or 5 Persian dice value limit does not apply. So this is Cavalry of Mardonius, very nice. And we have Immortals, which allows us to restore up to 3 units from the army. Very powerful. Wow, it seems there will be a lot of battles. First thing which they will do is they choose 1 city that is not controlled. This will be, of course, Delphi, and they will take control of this. Let's see what Greeks have. They have some reaction cards. They have Pausanias, cancel the combat bonus from the Cavalry of Mardonius event. Nice. Artemisa, playable immediately after the elimination of Persian fleet. There will be no fleet. And 300 Spartans. Also very good. Playable only in defense in the first round. In a land battle, roll 3 dice regardless of the number of your armies for the duration of the battle. Very nice reaction cards, but they will pass for now. The Persians, now they will use the Royal Road, so they select Ephesus or Abydos. If there are Greek armies in the city, return them. If not, they can place 1 to 3 armies. So they place 1 to 3 armies. Greeks think, okay, they still have 4 cards, I have 3. I can pass. So now they will play a card for move. They will do the Cavalry of Mardonius, and they will attack Corinthos. They think, this should be pretty powerful. Let's move, I don't know, 6 units. They will move from Ponton Bridge, here, up to Corinthos. 6 or even 7. They will die, but we are, willing to pay this price due to the supply. So what will happen now? There could be a reaction from the Greek side, and they actually will play, and they can only have 1 reaction. This will be cancel the combat bonus from the Cavalry of Mardonius event. So we have Pausanias, and this is not the guy here, so he will not die, at least, but this is cancelled. Wow. If this would not be cancelled, they will be hitting on 5. Now they are hitting the Persians only on 4. So, and I believe this does not matter how many dice we roll. we don't have 7, but they will probably get 4 somewhere. So let's roll. So this is 4, of course, because this is maximum, and 3 and 2. A very, very poor roll by the Greeks. They lose 1 army. And now we have a situation in which attacker can retreat, they don't want, and the defender can retreat. Defender decides to retreat. Wow. They hope that Corinthos will fight a little longer. Now, what's the plan now? I believe the Greeks will pass. They don't want to do anything. They want to keep the cards in hand. Now, the Persians. Persians will push. With this card. The Great King. Make a land movement. If a battle occurs and your opponent is annihilated or retreats, score 1 point. Conversely, your opponent scores 1 point if you do not control the city at the end of a battle. Make it or break it? Yes. We move 6 to Sparta. And let's see what goes out of it. Any reaction, dear Greeks? Yes, my friend. We'll play 300 Spartans. Playable only in the defense in the first round in a land battle. Roll 3 dice regardless of the number of your armies for the duration of the battle. Okay, Leonidas is fighting. So the Greeks will always roll 3 die, I believe, better than this. And the Persians, their maximum roll is 4. So let's see. Okay, does not make sense to roll with the Persians anymore. They will not get more than 4, and the Greeks have 6, so 1 army is dead. Now the question whether attacker would like to retreat, no. Defender would like to retreat, no. So we roll again. And this is some kind of a disaster, because as you can see now, the Greeks rolled 1, 2, 1, so they lost this battle and 1 army is dead. They still roll 3 die because of the 300 Spartans, but wow, they cannot allow for another mistake like this. Now, 2 6s, beautiful, so they killed another Persian. Persia has maximum of 4 on the dice roll. Nobody retreats. 3, 3 and 3. And 6, which is actually 4 for Persians, is of course higher. So unfortunately, they die, and those guys will occupy this terrain. Okay. That was most uncommon thing, honestly, to see such a result. Usually the Greeks were defending much longer. Now the Greeks can do something. They will pass, and the Persians, what the Persians will do. This is completely okay, this coexistence. The Persians they can still be very much hit by the Greeks if they land with 1 army here and cut the supply. All those units will be dead. So what they can do, excuse me, they can support this weak space with something, but yeah, the army, let them play it that way. They will move 2 armies from here to Pella, that way. Now, the Greeks have to do something. There is no way for them to wait anymore. Most probably they will do the daring move of actually sailing with 1 army here and initiating the battle. Here the Persians attack on 5, up to 5. The Greeks still on 6, up to 6. The Immortals is after land battle in which the Persian army is annihilated, so they potentially have a good card to react. But let's see how the battle goes. 6-2, so the Persians are dead, and they play this. Do they want to play this? No, they will do something else. They say, okay guys, you killed us, fine. Now our turn, and in our turn, what we are going to do is to move 3 units all this way back to Ephesus. And now we will fight. Nobody has cards, so it's a pure die. Greeks have values up to 6, Persians in Asia Minor up to 5. Okay, the Greek is dead. It was a good idea to wait and not use the Immortals. Now the turn ends, and let's see the victory points. The Greeks have 2 and 1, so this 3. The Persians have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it jumps to the 6. It cannot be more than 6, yeah. It jumps here. It was a devastating turn for the Greeks, much more than I was expecting, especially the loss of Sparta. Let's see what happens next. Both sides. No, we don't reshuffle. We have a preparation phase. 6 cards for the Persians, definitely. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now Greeks will have only 1 to buy, so we'll reshuffle. And after those 6 cards, we know that there is no death of a Great King. Another 6 armies here to Abydos. Good. And now we can check what kind of cards they have, tributes, and so on. Now the Greeks, they will buy 1 card, they will shuffle it, they will buy 1 more card, and 1 more, so they will buy 3 cards and 3 units. And by the way, have we checked supply? I believe the supply was fine, with the exception of here, because we have 2, we should kill 1 unit here, yeah. Because we get 1 amphorae here, 1 here, 1 here, so this fits this, this fits this, this fits this, this fits this, one of those fits this, and the other one fits the second here. But yeah, it will look like that. Maybe we should build some fleets, but no, we are mainly moving via land, and I believe we should keep on doing like that. So let's look at the Persian options. What do they have? They have death of a king, so no. Until the end of the current campaign, the Greek player may neither move Greek armies occupying Sparta. Okay, so Sparta is out of game. Tribute of earth and water, tribute of earth and water, pacification of Babylon or Egypt. So we can reshuffle the cards. Each player rolls 1 die. If Persian die roll is higher, Persia succeeds in breaking of Athens and Sparta's alliance. The Greek player shows their hand and discards all the Spartan cards from it. It could be really, really painful for them. Now, for the Persians, I believe they could potentially do this separate piece. And the Greeks will have following cards: Themistocles, playable after Persian naval movement before resolution of a potential naval battle. They have no fleet, so it will not help. 300 Spartan is good, and Syracuse responds favorably to Greek request for 8. Place all Greek fleets from your reserve in 1 or more parts. So this is good. I believe Persians would like to decrease the hunt number of the Greeks. So what they will do the separate peace. Yeah, separate peace, and will try to sign separate peace with, but they didn't manage. This backfired. So the Greeks now will do the support from Syracuse, and they will move all their unbuilt fleets here, so they can move and strike. Now the Persians will play Carnelia Festival, which means that the units in Sparta cannot move, and the Sparta cards may use be only for a movement. Good. If so, then let it be. Now, the Greeks have to risk, and if they risk, they will use this card as a movement. They will do the two amphibious movements here, and they will try to cut the line of communication here. Let's see if they succeed. So this is 2-2. Greeks can roll up to 6. The Persians up to 4. By the way, I believe last turn we should get one more victory point for Persians here because of this great king movement, but that doesn't make any difference because we anyhow have 6. So the battle in Pella. Oof, that was close. But no luck for the Persians. So the attacker can retreat. Persians will retreat, definitely. And now the turn of Persians. They have all of this cut, unfortunately, which could potentially end in disaster. So what they will do, you know what? They will reshuffle. They will play this, Pacification of Babylon or Egypt. Discard as many cards as you wish, including this card, and draw the same number of cards. So we will draw 4 cards, maybe some better events. Okay, they have hip pass. Inspect the cards in Greek player's hand and choose one to discard. Cavalry of Mardonius, so we can hit on 4 on 5. If there are Greek armies in Thebes, we can push them out, and the Great King may land movement and gain 1 victory point. That was not bad. Now, the Greeks have only 1 card, so they will pause. They know that they cannot use the Spartan cards, unfortunately. Now, the Persians will cleverly play this card. Inspect the card in the Greek player's hand and choose one to discard. There's only 1 to discard, so they discard. Now the Greeks automatically pass, and now the Persians still have 3 cards to play. They will most probably win this game, even if they don't do anything. What will happen in the scoring phase? The control here will disappear, and in the major cities, if there are no armies, the original owner controls it. So it will, all of this will be removed, and the Greeks will have 2, 4, 5, 6 points, and the Persians 4, so they will lose 2 and they will win. But Persians would like to win a decisive victory, not some small victory. So they play Cavalry of Mardonius. Make a land movement. If a land battle occurs, 4 or 5 of Persian dice value limit does not exist. So they will move all of those guys here, with the exception of 2, just to keep them safe. And they will start fighting. So we have 2 red die for the Greeks, for now 3 of blue for the Persians, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so they rolled 6, so it's not possible for the Persians to roll more. Second turn, nobody retreats. They could potentially retreat via fleet. Do they want to retreat via fleet? Yes, they will retreat via fleet to Athenae. Okay. Good. So now what the Persians will do, will play another movement to Athenae with 5, but now without the Cavalry of Mardonius, it will probably not end so well. So 5 to 6, that's very even. Let's see. Persians have maximum value of 4. Okay, guys, that's interesting, because this is of course 4, 4, 2, 4, 3, 3, so 1 each dice. We roll further. Okay, 5 and the 4, they cannot have 5, so 1 Persian dice. Let's fight further. 6 on the Greek side, no way the Persian will roll better. It's not so easy, as you can see. Okay, there is a 6, so again another Persian is dead. Five, you cannot get 5 with the Persians, and actually we should not roll anymore. So many die. One more roll. 6, so this is 4, 4, so 1 each dice. Last card of the Persians will be a regular movement, and one more attempt at Athenai. Maybe, who knows? Oh no, 5 is bigger than maximum what Persians can get, you see. They are very persistent in their attacks, and the last roll, wow, 3. If they rolled a bit better, they could kill one of the units in Athenai. And that was the last play of a card. We look at the scoring phase. In the scoring phase there is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to 3. We cannot move it further. Congratulations, dear Persians, you have won the game. Indeed, the Athens defended their independence. However, almost all the rest of the Greece is conquered now. There is a lot of fleets, but here the land movement is allowed. So guys, that's all for 300 Earth and Water. I wanted to present to you the game. It was really interesting play, I might say. 6-0 for the Persians. Really cool, quick game with some twist of the cards. Even the twist with a great king dying and special, reaction cards. I hope that you like it. I actually have another game in the series which I will be presenting to you. Let me just reach to this. After 300 we'll be also playing the Port Arthur, which is from the similar series, Combat Rations. Also very interesting game, which I hope to present to you soon. So that's all for today. 300 Earth and Water teach and play material. Hope you like it. Try it on Rally the Troops. If you like it, I suggest buying. You can get it at a pretty good price now from the NAS Publishing. Very beautiful game, very quick, playable, and simply interesting. Thank you very much for being with me. If you like this material, please do not hesitate to give a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, kindly please subscribe. Every small subscription helps the Board Games Chronicle. Thank you and bye.